The Dance of the Dragons has begun, and with this battle, the very destruction of the Targaryen family will begin. But what are the most dangerous dragons that are alive during the battle? What are those creatures that could change the course of this conflict? In this video, we will be talking about the 7 most dangerous dragons, which are currently alive in the Dance of the Dragons along with their riders, and that we could see them being part of the conflict in the next episodes of House of the Dragon. So if you want to know which are these 7 dragons, stay tuned to this video. And for more content from the universe of A Song of Ice and Fire, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Three-Eyed Raven. If you want to participate in our new giveaway, where we will be giving away the book Fire and Blood, in which the secrets are kept about what will happen in the story of House of the Dragon. To participate, all you have to do is tell us which side or noble house you would belong to and why. The winner will be announced on July 16th. Number 7. Syrax, ridden by Rhaenyra Targaryen. Like other names in the Song of Ice and Fire universe, this one was inspired by ancient religions. Syrax in particular comes from a deity of Old Valyria, also called Syrax, known to be a benevolent god. This deity was revered by the Old Valyrians, including the Targaryen family. Therefore, when this dragon was born, this distinctive name was chosen for her, in honor of that revered figure. The exact birth of Syrax is not documented, but given its similar age to that of Rhaenyra, it is speculated that it was born following the Valyrian tradition of the time. According to this tradition, upon the birth of a Targaryen baby, a dragon egg is placed in its cradle to initiate a bond between the newborn and the future dragon. This often resulted in the birth of the dragon, who would later become the baby's guardian. Syrax was distinguished by her bright yellow scales and green eyes, features that gave her an elegant appearance. She was a strong female, but not as fierce or temperamental as other dragons. Although she was over 30 years old during the Dance of the Dragons, she was not as large as one would expect. This is believed to be because Rhaenyra kept Syrax in the dragon pit for most of her life, away from the sun, which may have influenced her size. Syrax is the mother of Daenerys Targaryen's dragons, something we learned recently, and we expect to see her in battle avenging the life of her son Arrax alongside Rhaenyra Targaryen. We could say that she is a very dangerous dragon, but she does not pose much of a threat to other battle-experienced dragons. Number 6. Sunfyre and his rider, Aegon Targaryen. When this dragon was born, everyone was surprised. His gold-colored scales and slightly pink wings highlighted his beauty among the other dragons, being the perfect dragon for a king. Hence his nickname, Sunfyre, the Golden. He was born in Dragonstone like other of his dragon brothers, and was claimed by Aegon Targaryen, the first male child of Viserys and Alicent. It is believed that Aegon claimed this dragon at the age of 13, but it is theorized that Otto Hightower had something to do with this, since it is no coincidence that the dragon Aegon claimed was justly the most beautiful and golden. A dragon born to be ridden by a king. It could be speculated that Otto Hightower arranged this claim somehow. Now Aegon must defeat Rhaenyra to be respected and to begin creating his legacy. Sunfyre must then take center stage and prove that he is much more than a beautiful dragon. It must be a dragon that can defeat great threats such as Caraxes, Syrax, or Meleys. Although, of course, Sunfyre is a dragon with no combat experience, and if there is this emotional disconnect between Aegon and his dragon, as we have mentioned in other videos, this could result in many accidents in combat. Sunfyre is a dragon we could see in combat in the next episode. Number 5. Silverwing and his rider, Ulf the White. This is a dragon that originally belonged to Queen Alysanne. He is a silver dragon who, as the story goes, was afraid to fly beyond the ice wall. According to the books, during the Dance of the Dragons, this creature is part of the conflict, and being a dragon with experience in combat, it poses a great threat to everyone. In the previous episode, we saw a person who could be Ulf the White, sitting in a tavern claiming to be a Targaryen. In the books, during the Dance of the Dragons, multiple illegitimate Targaryen offspring showed up and tried to claim the dragons. If the same thing happens as in the books, we're going to see this man claiming Silverwing. Number 4. Melaise and her rider, the queen who never was, Rhaenys Targaryen. This is perhaps one of the fastest and most experienced dragons in battle. She is known as the Red Queen for her vibrant red scales and her ferocity in combat. Melaise is a veteran dragon who has seen many battles over the years. Although not as large as other dragons of her era, her speed and agility make her a formidable opponent. Her ability to maneuver quickly in the air and launch precise attacks make her a great threat to larger dragons like Vhagar or Sunfire, as she has the strength to finish them off and is much more agile. Despite her advanced age, Melaise is still cunning in battle. Her accumulated experience makes her capable of anticipating her opponent's moves and strategies, giving her a significant tactical advantage. The queen who never was, Rhaenys Targaryen, has personal reasons to go into battle with her dragon, as her grandson and heir, Lucerys Velaryon, lost his life in combat. This emotional bond between rider and dragon adds an extra layer of determination and ferocity to their combat. Seeing Melaise in the Dance of the Dragons is one of the scenes we are all waiting for. Number 3. Caraxes and his rider, Daemon Targaryen. Caraxes is an imposing dragon with striking crimson-red scales. His piercing yellow eyes and prominent horns give him a fierce appearance. This dragon stands out for its ability in combat, always ready to face any challenge. In the Dance of the Dragons, few can match his dexterity and power, which makes him a very difficult adversary to defeat, as he is experienced in battle and is extremely cruel and volatile, just like his rider. Like other dragons of the time, Caraxes was cared for in the Dragon Pit, where he earned the nickname Bloodworm, and was feared even by dragon keepers. Caraxes destroyed the Triarchy troops in seconds, forcing thousands of people to hide in subway shelters, as if they were crabs. Such was their fear of Caraxes that Daemon had to walk on foot to confront the crab feeder. We hope that Caraxes in the next episodes will show why he was so feared by everyone. Accompanied by one of the best warriors in Targaryen history, this makes him one of the most dangerous weapons. Number 2. Vermithor and his rider, Hugh the Hammer. This dragon was born at the feet of Jaehaerys Targaryen. Vermithor, from a very young age, was an impressive creature, and his growth was quite rapid. His robust body was covered with scales that shone as if they were bronze, giving the impression of a golden glow in the sunlight. These scales were not only beautiful, but were also extremely tough, capable of protecting him from most weapons. Vermithor's head was large and reptilian-like, with piercing eyes that glowed with intelligence and ferocity. Vermithor was a mate of Silverwing. But since the old king lost his life, he had not been ridden by anyone. In the first season, we saw when Daemon visited him at Dragonstone and sang Jaehaerys' song to him. But now the time has come to use him as a weapon, and he will be claimed by a dragon seed, which we have already seen in some episodes this season. I think this dragon is the only one that could take on one-on-one the dragon in the first position, and I think it becomes obvious to know which is the most dangerous dragon in the Dance of the Dragons. Number 1. Vhagar and her rider, Aemon Targaryen. This dragoness originally belonged to Visenya Targaryen and was born in Dragonstone. She then became a companion to Baelon Targaryen, Laena Velaryon, and was eventually claimed by a young man who had been teased all his life, Aemond Targaryen, who did not miss the opportunity to claim Vhagar after Laena Velaryon's funeral, because he knew the power it would give him to be a rider of an old and experienced dragoness in battle. It is because of this old dragon that Lucerys lost his life, for she was already ready for war after Arrax threw fire at her, and on her own account she saw that the young prince and his dragon would make a good dinner. This dragon is extremely temperamental, and is the most dangerous of the existing dragons in House of the Dragon. For this very reason, after losing his eye, Aemon told Alicent not to worry, that he had lost an eye, but gained a dragon. We will see this dragon in all its majesty in the next episode, as we already have scenes from the Dance of the Dragons where we can see this creature flying towards the battle. We already saw how impressive Vhagar is and how he took Lucerys's life so easily, but we have yet to see him against another dragon that can give him a fight, and no doubt it will be something interesting. There are other dragons like the Cannibal or Sheep Stealer that are threats during the Dance of the Dragons, but they don't have great prominence like these 7 we mentioned. No doubt we are excited to see them. And personally, I already wish to see Vhagar fighting like when he helped the Conqueror unite the 7 kingdoms. But tell me, what do you think about all this? Which dragon do you think is the most dangerous, and which one do you want to see in action?